Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. In this lecture, we will go for our second problem, which is pentagonal pyramid. Again, the base edge length is 25 mm and height is 50 mm. Right now, it is resting on HP on one of its slant edge. Okay, previously it was resting on a corner from its base, and now in this case, it is resting on one of its slant edge, and the axis appearing to make 45-degree with the VP. So draw the projections. Let's start with this. Okay, we have to make sure it should rest on one of its length edges. So what we will do is we are going to put one of the corner either on the right or on the left side. Okay, just 5 sides, edge method, and first point. So 25. So this is a pentagon, and from the top view, we also have the slant edges because this is pyramid, so slant edges also appears in the front view. Now this one, just going to name them. This one is again A, B, and the center at the bottom of this pyramid. Bottom is a pentagonal face, and the center of this pentagonal face is denoted by small o, and the top point at which all the faces are merging, all the edges, slant edges, or these slant faces are merging as top point is 0. Now just going to change them to the main drawing because they are the main object, main body. Now from this you have to again find out the front view. Again, both point C and E lie on the same vertical line, and this B and A will be on the same vertical line. So this is our center. So we're going to draw the central axis and going to change it to the axis. Now you have to define the height of the pentagonal pyramid, and in the question it is given 50 mm height. So from this reference point or this point on the reference line, draw a line which is 50 mm long and just change this to the axis because this is our central height of the pentagonal pyramid. Now from the top point, just connect these edges, these points. So here you can see again only this length height is visible because this will come directly behind this one, and the same way this A0 slant height will slant edge will come directly behind this B0 slant edge. So just going to show only one which is directly in front of us. The backside one is not going to denote that backside one. Now just okay. Okay, just name them. This point represent A dash and B dash. So this point represent, in actual this point is representing an edge which is AB, ABH. This is our center point which is denoted by O dash. This is going to be ECH, or you can say E dash C dash. And this is the lone point which represent corner D. And this is our top point which is 0 dash. So now you can see this is our front view. Now in the question it has been asked, you have to make sure the pentagonal pyramid should rest on HP on one of its slant edge. See, these are 5 slant edges: B0, A0, E0, D0, C0, and from here. Why I keep this corner on the left on the right side is because this point here D is on the right side, so this line represent a slant edge because there is only one corner, and this point represent D dash, so this is our corner, and the line joining this corner to the top point D dash 0 dash or D0 is slant edge. You can see here in this line this point represent A dash as well as B dash. It means here, instead of this corner, we have a edge here. So A dash, B dash, and 0 dash. Collectively, these 3 points makes a face, not a slant edge. They are making a slant face. And in the question it has been asked, we have to rotate it with a slant edge. So it should rest on the slant edge. So instead of this one, we have to use this one, or we have to rotate it so that this 0 dash t dash become coincident to this xy, because this is the slant edge and this one on the left side represent slant face. So just make a copy of this and move it to the right side. Now we have to rotate it on the right side because this is a slant edge. So the simplest thing is just measure the angle between this one and this inclined line. This is 113 degree, 113 degree, and if there is any error between or uh, any other difference between the angle, you can just do one thing, just go to the format, dimension, style, then modify, and from the primary units, instead of 0 precision, change the accuracy to 0.0. So if there is an angular difference of points, if the angular deflection is in if the angular distance difference is about 0.0, it will appear in the question. Okay, so the angle difference is only of 113 degree, 113.0. So what we will do is just rotate this thing, take this as a reference point and rotate it in anti-clockwise action by 113 degree, minus 113. So this thing going to coincide with, or this edge, slant edge is going to coincide with this reference line. Now if you zoom this thing, you will see a difference between these two lines. It is not coincident. Visually it is not looking like a coincidence because there is a difference between these two. This could be a visual error. So to confirm whether it is coincident or not, you can do one thing, just check the angle between these two lines. If there is any angular difference, so it means it is not coincident. If the angular difference between these two lines is 0, that means they are coincident. It's just a visual error. So just check angle between these two. So you can see the angular difference between these two is 0.0 degree. So it is coincident. It is just looking like it is not coincident. So it's a visual error. Okay. So now our pentagonal pyramid is resting on HP on one of its slant edge. So our next move is to trace out the top view. Again, follow the same steps. Going to trace out the 0 dash. It is on this line. So this is 0. And this point here, D dash is on this vertical line and D is here on this horizontal line. So this intersection point is D. Just copy this thing. Now next step is to find out C and E, which will be on this vertical line. So draw a vertical line. Now from point C, create a horizontal line again up to this point, and C is up to this point. So this is our C and this intersection point is E. Now next thing we need is A dash B dash, which is on this vertical line from this point. Okay. Now from A, draw a horizontal line, and from B, another horizontal line. So this point is going to become B, and this one here is A. Now connect all these points to create the pentagon. A, C, D. So this is a pentagon, and this, by connecting this corner to this 0, is this is a slant edge. So now I'm going to change them to main drawing and change them to the main drawing. Now you can remove the two. Unless you want any confusion, you can keep these lines, but I don't want any other confusion. So I'm just going to remove these construction lines. Okay, now just do one thing, connect all the corners with the stop point. So the C, 0 and D, and this one is B, 0 and E. These are our slant edges. Now change them to main drawing. Now this is our top view when our pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge, which is D dash 0 dash, this one D0. So this is going to be our top view. Now from this you have to find out which edge will be invisible. So as you can see, this is the slant edge which is just touching the HP or the reference line. So this D0 will become invisible because it is directly behind at the bottom of this body. So this will be invisible. Everything else will be visible because this is inclined line, and so this inclined line represents the pentagonal face, base plate or base face, which is of pentagonal shape, this one. So this face is totally visible from the top view. So we will keep this as a solid line, and this one, this D0H, which is touching the reference line or on the HP, this will become invisible. So we are going to denote it with dash lines. So this D0 will remain hidden, and every other slant edge will be visible from the top view. Now what you have to do is you have to find out the axis. This one is the O dash, and again 0 will lie on this horizontal line. So just connect this to 0. So from here to here, this is our central axis. Now remove this line. Just make it axis, and this point here is O. Okay. So now this is our second condition, and for the third condition, it is given the axis appearing to make 45-degree with the VP. So again, this is the simplest angle, because whether you write plus 45 or minus 45, the axis is going to become to be inclined at 45-degree. So just make a copy of this, copy, and rotate it by 45-degree. Going to rotate 45. So this is a rotational angle. I've given the plus 45 angle. If you give minus 45, then this 0 will be on the downside. So again, it is correct. Unless your axis makes an angle of 45-degree with the VP, your question is correct, whether it is on the top side or on the bottom side. Either way, both cases are true. Both cases are correct. You have to make sure axis should be at an angle of 45-degree. Okay. Now go for this one. From this top view, you have to find out our front view. So this is 0, and this is 0 dash on the reference. So this point is going to be 0 dash. Now we have to trace out this pentagon in the front view. So again, we will go with this reference line. We have D point on this reference line. So from D, draw a vertical line which will intersect with this reference line. So this intersection point is going to be point D dash. And now next point is C dash and E dash. So you can see here, C and E will lie on this horizontal line. So from E, draw a vertical line. This is our point E dash, and from C, draw a vertical line which will intersect here. So this point is going to be C dash. Now what we need is A dash and B dash. So A dash and B dash will lie on this horizontal line. Now from point A, draw a vertical line which will intersect here, and from B, draw a vertical line which will intersect with this horizontal line here. So this is our point B, B dash, and this one is A dash. Now connect these corners to make pentagonal face. So first one is A, B, C, this one is D, E and A. And now connect this corner with the top point. So this is a slant edge. Now this is base face. Just going to select them and change them to the main drawing, solid lines, or you can say solid lines. Okay, now just going to remove this construction line to reduce any confusion. These lines can create sometimes these create some confusion. That is why I'm just after tracing out the pentagon, I'm just going to remove these lines. Okay, now connect all corners to the top point so that we can get our edges, slant edges. Okay, again from here to here. So okay, this one is left. So these are our slant edges. Just change it to the main drawing. Now in the front view, these two will be invisible. So going to change these to the hidden lines. Now we have to identify the central axis. So again create a line from this point 0 dash O dash, create a horizontal line which will intersect with this line here. This is a point. So draw a vertical line which will intersect with this horizontal line here. So this point is our O dash, and from this O dash you have to create a line which will be up to this point 0 dash. Just change it to the axis and remove these construction lines. So this is our solution to this problem, in which our pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge. So front view will be like this, and this is our top view, and we have to make sure this slant edge stays in the HP because it is given it is resting on a slant edge. So that is why this is 0 dash on the HP or on the reference line, and here in the third condition it stay in the reference line. And you can see the axis after applying these two conditions, the axis is at 45 degree, which is already given in the question. So this axis should be at 45 degree with the VP, so it is correct, and this stays in the reference line, so it is also correct. Okay, that's it. Thank you.